And we're live. Hello and welcome to the 138th episode of Hex Therapy Live. I'm your host, Maddie ALLin. I've got a great show for you tonight. We're going to be talking about Elon Musk and his fondness for Hex, as well as what's going on with Time Pays Me, the Pulse conference that's coming up in a couple weeks, and much, much more. So sit tight, stay tuned, and welcome to Hex Therapy Live.
It's from Maddie ALLin of Hex Therapy Live. I like Maddie. Maddie tries to make the world a healthier place. He's a mental health professional. He's done research.
Big videos on sudden wealth syndrome.
There's nothing that a human being can do better than try and heal his fellow man.
Maddie ALLin's got that covered. He does emotional, feel-good, mind management, emotion stuff like as his gig because he's a therapist. That's what he does for a living. Like he helps heal people.
So why have I changed the name of the show to Hexadecimal Therapy Live, you may ask? And the reason is because this little known CEO of Twitter named Elon Musk, he recently tweeted something very, very interesting. So let's take a look at it. So right here, it's got 1.3 million views. Elon Musk says, "I have a fondness for Hex." And of course, everybody in the comments, they're speculating that he's talking about Hex, the cryptocurrency, whereas I'm pretty sure he's talking about the hexadecimal system, which is pretty much just part of the internet and part of like HTML and all that. Probably, if I'm wrong about that, then leave me an angry reply and like help with the algorithm. And speaking of the algorithm, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button here on YouTube or get out. That's a good deal for both of us. So welcome. I have been streaming so much lately. This is my 138th week doing every Tuesday and Thursday night without fail. And then in addition, I did a stream with Kinetics and RG3 in the past week. And then I did a stream with Crypto Class and Company on Monday. Today's Thursday. Earlier today, I did a stream with Hexray Vision. So if you're not on the community tab of my YouTube, you might be missing some of these. And that's where I've posted a link to all of the shows that I've been doing lately. So go ahead and check that out. I was on Cabana's Happy Hour a couple weeks ago. And, more of that to come as I continue to go on a streaming spree to talk about Time Pays Me and all these meetups and conferences that are coming up. Let's see. Speaking of which, if you know anybody in Austin, Texas, you should definitely invite them to my 2-day conference that's happening at the Westin in downtown Austin. And it's going to be on August 4th and 5th, which is a Friday and Saturday from 9 to 5. During the day, we're going to be going and we're going to be having a 48-hour live stream. We're going to have lots of cool YouTubers there in person and online. In person, we'll have David Feeder, Gamma DevOps, Fashion Coder, and Funding Gym are among the names of people who have said that they're going to be there in person. And then, of course, those are the same dates that the Highest of Stakes is coming out. So that'll be fun for people to be able to see the movie in over 40 theaters all across the country. How amazing is that? And definitely something to look forward to. Speaking of which, it looks like, other than a bad internet connection right now, I am planning a interview with the Highest of Stakes directors, which I think could be really exciting. I think it'd be really cool because they've been studying the psychology of Hex for almost as long as I have, but they're better storytellers than I am. So I think it's going to be really fun for me to interview them and ask them questions. That's something that you can look forward to probably in the middle of next week. Now, what's coming up this weekend, you might ask? I'm going to be heading to Chicago to go to the pulsechaintour.com, and excited to see Johnny Chaos, Crypto Coffee, and RG3 all participating in that. I was surprised to see that the schedule is going all day, from like 9 to 5, I think. And they're going to have talks. I think Access Alive is going to be there, which is great. I just got done listening to his stream with Walrus. It was another good one. And so I'm really excited to be there in Chicago on this coming Saturday. And to add more Pulse Chain power to the Pulse Chain tour, I arranged for myself to pay for the ticket using Pulse, which is really cool that they accepted that. So I'm excited to go to an event that I didn't have to plan. It's pretty hard for me to find those types of things. I mean, back when the Hex tour was going with Crypto Sparbach, I got to show up and enjoy other people's planning. But then, a black hexagon is one of the ones that is the common factor between the Pulse Chain tour and the Hex tour. So really looking forward to that. Of course, the Pulse Con, that was literally a con in Las Vegas, was something I didn't plan, but that went horribly wrong. So I think the Pulse Chain tour has already got a strong record going, so I'm looking forward to that. And if I'm freezing, well, I guess somebody should have sacrificed for fiber, unfortunately. There we go. Looks like I'm back. Oh, I'm going to go back to sharing my screen because I have more tweets to show off. Elon's not the only one who knows how to tweet around here. Oh, yeah, but he has a fondness for Hex. Look, I'm already time locked in the future on the day when I expect Elon to be tweeting just as much about Hex as he did about Doge in the past. And maybe that'll never happen, but let's wait and see. Okay, so got it. He's got a fondness for Hex. Great. Good for you. 1.3 million views. Not bad. I think the price of Hex went up 4%. Also not bad, but he needs to be a little bit more specific or use a cash tag. How about that? Going back to my page. Hey, thanks. I was going to do a tweet about this, but it seemed too pretentious. Thanks for helping me get to 20K followers on Twitter. You guys rock. This is where, the conversation is happening about crypto is on Twitter. And it's, I've been in the Twitter game. I made a brand new account for following Bitcoin in 2018, March of 2018. So thanks for helping me to get a higher number of followers than most Bitcoiners. And, I was a Bitcoiner once too. So, hey, look at me. But yeah, I really appreciate the 20K followers. That's what's up. I also noticed, okay, Twitter's been changing. Here's some random information. So it used to be that a video would play automatically here. Now it just shows a thumbnail. Actually, the broadcast is like put into this link, but it used to play automatically. So that's kind of weird. It looks like they're changing up how video works on Twitter. Hopefully it'll get an upgrade at some point. Right now, it just seems like a downgrade. And then the other thing that they've changed is the inbox. I can no longer look at messages of people that I don't follow. I have to choose, like, do I leave my inbox open to everybody or not? Because there used to be a way that I could go into filtered messages, and it looks like they took that away. And so Twitter, I think overall is getting better, especially with Elon talking about Hex, but some of the features, they still need some tweaking here. So give us our video playback to where I can stream and it actually shows up without clicking on a link. Bring that back. And then also bring back the unfiltered messages mailbox that's separate from the regular mailbox. Thanks. See, this is auto playing, but it's just the old stuff that stopped auto playing. So that's kind of weird. All right, this is the tweet I was looking for. So this has 220 votes. Let's see if anybody wants to vote on it here. I'll drop it in the comments. Okay, just dropped a link to that tweet. Yeah, I have more followers on Twitter than I do on YouTube. Almost twice as many at this rate. YouTube is where everybody's attention stays glued, and Twitter is where the conversation is happening. Okay, so I made this tweet earlier today. It might seem super obvious to everybody, but let me break it down for you, and maybe there's a part that you didn't see. So first of all, I put the Bitcoin hashtag in here because I've recognized now that I'm liking more Bitcoin tweets, because obviously if Bitcoin goes up, then the rest of crypto goes up. I'm practicing Hart's law, right? And I'm not worried that I'm going to get like sucked back into like the Bitcoin mind space. I'm not going to trade all my Hex for Bitcoin because I already traded like many of my Bitcoin for Hex. And you know, it's like I'm always going to hold the Bitcoin probably that I am like hodling in places it's hard to get to. Like I have, lots of Bitcoin that I can't even get to. So that's, that's the Bitcoin that I'll hold, and then that's about it. But point number one, it says here, is that holding liquid Hex doesn't pay yield in Hex. Now, if you're holding Deci, that's a different story. And the founder of Deci like even commented below on here, and I appreciate that. Well, we're going to talk about Deci a lot in the future when it comes to, being able to time lock your Deci with time pays me and that whole kind of thing. But so the thing that Hex does pay, liquid Hex, is that it pays yield in USD price appreciation or depreciation. And I liken it to trading Bitcoin. Point number two, a T-share, which is a time-locked Hex, will pay yield in Hex. Delaying gratification is similar to lowering your time preference. So I asked people, which would you rather hold and why? Let's talk about time preference, because this is a big part of the Bitcoin belief system. Okay. And I love the concept, but I hate the framing, because this is a term from Safedine Amoose. He is the author of the Bitcoin Standard, which is the most popular book in Bitcoin. I've taken his online classes. I have shook his hand every year in Miami for the past 2 years at the Bitcoin conference, because I paid to go to his private meat eating fiesta. And that was really fun. But, the point is, the man, he's really smart. He draws tons of great connections between like the macro ideas that I'm trying to bring together, which is that when people have harder money, then they end up acting more right in society, and people are able to build a more long-term future by delaying gratification. Him and I would both agree on that, and we would just disagree about like whether Bitcoin or whether time locked Hex is like the better example of hard money. I'm pretty sure I'm right, because he won't even entertain the option. But hey, we vampire attacked their community, so I don't blame him for not considering Hex. Anyway, the way that he describes delaying gratification is in terms of different societies and different individuals having a difference when it comes to the continuum of time preference. And he says that on one end of the spectrum, you have people with low time preference, and on the other end, you have people with high time preference. And to me, I think he's got the terms backwards. And I like even had a heart-to-heart with Chat GPT 4 and 3.5 for those of you who think that 4 is getting stupider. I had a heart-to-heart, and I said, what's up with this this backwardsness of like, Safedine is saying that if you have a let me see if I can get this right. If you have a higher time preference, that means that you are preferring immediate gratification. And if you have a low time preference, that's like a good thing where you're delaying gratification. You can see why I would see this as like if you're creating a construct and you're comparing it to delaying gratification, why would you say having lower time preference equals having greater delayed gratification? Now you see why I feel like he has it a little bit backwards. But look, it doesn't matter how we frame it. The moral of the story is that the more that you have a truth engine working for yourself and working for everybody else in the market, the more that everybody can win. And because in a market, you need short-term traders and people who are using something as long-term value. And sure, you might have that in Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is missing the key ingredient of a truth engine, which is a way to time lock it that's popular. Now, you want to talk about something that seems like it should be popular, but it's not. And you're going to love this if you're paying attention to the Bitcoin narratives, because they all want to say that their new app, which is not that new, it's been around for, I think, 9 months or 12 months since I signed up for it. What it's called Damus, which is a part of the Lightning Network. And it's their own social media app where they can zap each other Satoshis back and forth. And I was looking at a website that shows you the total amount of value ever sent on the Nostra. Okay, so the decentralized protocol is called Nostra or Nostra. It's like Nostradamus. And then like Damus is like the iPhone app. And when you sign up, it like gives you a private key, and that's really cool. And then you can you can send crypto easily. That's really cool. And then you own your social media, and it's not being used for big corporations and stuff. That's really cool. But it's only Bitcoin, and the Bitcoiners, like, they're all praising it like it's the best thing since sliced bread, right? Well, I looked at the entire volume on the entire network ever is only 10 Bitcoin. I'm going to wait until my internet connection comes back a little bit better, and then I'm probably going to have to sacrifice for fiber. I know. I have no way of telling if I'm still coming through clear or not. But there we go. I've got 2 bars again. And the point is, there's only 10 Bitcoin that have ever traded hands on Nostra, whatever. That's pathetic. That's terrible. Like, for how much they talk about it and how much they praise it, I think they need to do a little bit better. Anyway, Twitter is still the shit, and the Bitcoiners, they have a couple things right and a couple things wrong. But when it comes to delaying gratification, if you don't have a truth engine telling you how long you're going to hold and how much you believe, if Bitcoiners believed in Bitcoin so much, then why don't they time lock it? Because they're traders, because they're trying to dump on your head, because they're mixing up all their incentives. Like in Hex, you could have a staking ladder that takes care of you for up to 15 years. In Time Pays Me, you could take Deci and you could give yourself a continuous staking ladder for 55 years if you wanted to, because it's a perpetual tokenized 10-year Hex stake. That's the power of a truth engine, where you can see how much people really believe. I heard Access Live and Walrus saying earlier today, imagining what it would be like for somebody who has already made it in Hex, and they're like 19 or 20 years old, and now in 15 years, they will have a 15-year Hex stake coming out every single year that's had 15 years to cook. That is an amazing thing. And again, with timepays.me, you've got even more power to pay your future self. Now, I don't know about all the yield that you're getting, right? Because certainly with Deci, with the tokenized Hex stake, you're earning yield while being able to drip it back to you over time. If you're using liquid Hex with time pays me, that might not make the most sense for a longer time lock because you're missing out on the opportunity to earn yield. I'm still trying to wrap my head around how much sense it makes to like be a validator. I saw Richard tweeted today that you can get something like 18% APY by being a validator. Here's the hard truth that I have to live with is that for me, I know that 18% is like almost good enough for me to want to put my whole bag into validating, even though it sounds like a horrible idea of like a full-time job to be a system admin and to like make sure I don't screw it up and get slashed. But like, you know, but the way that I look at it, if I just put my pulse into a time lock, then it can appreciate in USD value and I will save myself from myself. Listen, people, I almost sold all my Hex at like so much of a fraction of a penny. I don't even know what fraction it was. Okay. That's how close of a call you almost didn't have a Matty Allen for 15 or 55 years, right? That like I sold 2 million Hex when it was way sub a penny, when like a penny wasn't even a possibility. And I just got lucky enough to where it dipped back down and I was like, okay, this is like the only trade I'm going to do in my like first year of Hex or something. And I decided to buy back. But if I wasn't time locked when a Hex was actually getting to a penny or multiple pennies, I would have sold it all at sub penny, and I would not have a future in crypto like I do because I time locked. And so 18% APY, like that's a beautiful thing. But the majority of the APY in Hex came from, there's two ways to look at it. The majority of it came from price appreciation. You can definitely say that. Even the 10,000X that Richard brags about, that was without staking. Now, but the problem is, if you think about that, it's like, well, but you wouldn't have been able to hold through a 10,000X because, first of all, not everybody can buy the bottom and sell the top. Second of all, like just by definition. Second of all, you can't handle those kinds of gains if you're a normal person who is wanting to make life-changing wealth or even have a lottery ticket to doing that. I mean, look at the lottery. The lottery is not even a good deal either. Because somebody could have put $1 into Bitcoin and gotten, it went up 7 million X. So they could have gotten $7 million out. If you put $1 into the lottery, first of all, I don't think that there's any way with just a $1 lottery ticket you could even win $7 million. If you won the $7 million, I mean, you'd have to pay taxes on both, but you could pay less taxes, I think, if you hold the Bitcoin for a year, which you would have done. Yeah, I mean, even the tax difference would be like millions of dollars because you'd pay half of your lottery winnings in taxes, and with a long-term capital gains, you'd usually be paying what, 25%, 20%, somewhere in there. So how beautiful of a thing is it that, plus what, you know, if you picked the right thing, the crypto is the right thing over the lottery every time, I think. Because the lottery goes to zero way more often. Like individual lottery tickets go to zero more often than crypto goes to zero. Can tell you that much. That I know. Anyway, that's like my rant about the Truth Engine. The Truth Engine is a really important part of my strategy for succeeding and surviving crypto. And it involves me knowing that I can't get too greedy. But I also can't delay gratification 100%. Like, and that's another reason why time pays me is such a cool option, is like it can drip back to me over time. If I lock half of my pulse up for a year, then out of that 50% that I've locked, I'm getting back 1% per week or 2%, depending on how you look at it. as a proportion of the amount that I locked or as a proportion of my total bag. Don't want to confuse anybody. You only get back what you locked minus the 0.1% fee. So, it's that's another misconception. Like, you're getting back what you put in. And you're holding it the whole time. So it's like, there you go. Smart contract for the win. Now, 224 people voted, 16 hours left. I said, which one would you rather hold and why? 22% said liquid Hex. All right, these are the people living off Hex. They don't have enough, or they're like traders trying to sell the top and buy the bottom. That's fine. We need traders. Without traders, a market doesn't exist. T-share. This is time locked Hex, and pays a yield of about 10% if you lock for a year, or about 40% if you lock the average, which is currently probably about 7 years, 6.6, 6.7, somewhere in there. And that's 68% of people who follow me or answered the survey. That's incredibly high. That's probably almost equal to the percentage of Hex that's locked. Is like 75% of user controlled Hex is locked. Cool. And then how many Bitcoiners did I reach? Or people who are like, I don't want liquid Hex. I don't want T-shares. That's stupid. I'm a Bitcoin maximalist. I just saw hashtag Bitcoin and I was suddenly attracted like a moth to a flame. And, proof of work, no pun intended. And the hexadecimal people, it was 8.9%. So thankfully, it's not a complete echo chamber. At least 8.9% of people are outside of the thinking. And that's why I included that option, was to make the Hex people go, wait a second, what was Elon Musk talking about? And also to make the Bitcoin people be like, wait a second, what is Bitcoin people talking about? There you go. Always fun for me to do a survey. Welcome to everybody who's in the chat here. Thanks for being here. Knox Holiday says, could you give a definition of the truth engine? Again, of course. So the truth engine in Hex is that when you time lock, then you know how long you're going to be in the market. And Hex is the only cryptocurrency that launched with an idea of the chart of future market supply. So in Bitcoin, they're always like, oh, it's such hard money because we know what the future supply is going to be. Yeah, you know the future inflation, but you don't know when everybody's going to sell. So you don't know how much is going to be sold on the market. In Hex, you know how much is coming out of time locks, which is the maximum amount that could be sold on the market. And because all of the inflation is coming from time locks to reward the people who are holding long term. And there's a type of virtual lending that's happening where the people who are time locking are giving up their opportunity to sell in the here and now, and they're delaying gratification and being paid the inflationary power, like the inflation from the people who are being diluted, which are the short-term holders, people who are holding liquid, and they are having the opportunity to sell if the price suddenly runs up to like 55 cents or 12 cents or whatever it's going to run up to. So the truth engine is knowing because you've time locked on the blockchain and now you can't get out of it. You're like, you're locked in. And that's a stronger form of truth than just saying that you're going to hold something and then the price goes up or the price goes down and you get shaken out. And, it's the difference between having weak hands and strong hands, but on a more smart contract level. And so Time Pays Me brings the truth engine of Hex to all ERC and PRC20 tokens without the yield. So without the yield that comes from inflation. And so you don't earn trustless APY from it, but you do have the ability to save yourself from yourself selling too early, which, like in the example of the $1 that it turns into $7 million, buying Bitcoin at a penny and then selling it for $69,000. per coin. That's pretty incredible, and almost nobody would have been able to hold through that. Certainly not the average person. And so that's where time locking on a drip can be so powerful. Time pavement can also allow you to time lock on a hard lock. Not to be mean, says Crypto Keeper, but Pulse Chain is a joke. You should be more honest with people. Thank you. Well, I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. I think Pulse Chain is a real chain. I think it's not perfect, but hey, it looks like it works to me. It's got low fees. I can send value, can bridge in and out. Seems to be working just fine. Elon saying he likes Hex, says Brissology, aligns pretty well with Sami being an AI. Yeah, I agree with that. What's up, Clintrons? Dgen Hexacan says, I love the Elon drama. It's so fun. Extremely Desirable is showing a rocket blasting off on the fondness of Elon. Doug says, good evening, everybody. Hey, Lazy Hexacan. I want half off my next therapy session, says Brissology, because I started 5 minutes late. Because StreamYard has been bugging out lately in lots of different ways, and I'm sick and tired of it. And my internet, it's like 3 things going wrong all at once? Come on. I'm sorry I'm late, Maddie, but what is hexadecimal? What is hexadecimal? Let's talk to ChatGPT and find out. I gave a pretty bad description of it earlier. Hexadecimal is a base 16 number system commonly used in computer programming and digital systems. It's often used as a shorthand notation for representing binary numbers in a more compact and human readable form. In the hexadecimal system, the digits range from 0 to 9, and the letters A to F represent the values 10 to 15, respectively. The reason why Richard chose the name hex is because of the hexagon shape, but also because of the hexadecimal system that Bitcoin and other computer systems use. The more you know. Let's see. Are there any other juicy tweets I have here? Was the Pulse Chain sacrifice and Pulse X sacrifice too big? No, says Sami. All right, cool. He said that Ethereum ICO is 6x bigger compared to the rest of crypto. So he's looking at the percentage of total crypto versus the amount sacrificed. So he says Pulse Chain sac raise being 600 million was 0.042% of total crypto. Pulse X sac raise 970 million was 0.049% of total crypto. Cardano ICO raise was 60 million, was 0.6% of total crypto. Ethereum ICO raise 15 million was 0.3% of crypto. Binance 15 million was 0.02% of crypto. So Pulse Chain and Pulse X were standard raise sizes compared to chains that pumped harder. Cool. What's up, Johnny Chaos? Good to see you there. Can't wait to see you in person here in Chicago on Saturday. What's up, Hex Ninja Turtle? What's up, Melv Tony? Okay, so the verdict is in. Sami is an AI. No, he's a hardworking young man. But we call him an AI because of how hard he works. The market cap, if you didn't see my show on Tuesday, I know 2,100 people tuned in, but we had Game Theory Gang with myself and Crispy Man and Toby One, and we talked about how the market cap of Pulse Chain and Pulse X as calculated, the market cap of Hex and Pulse Chain as calculated by Maddie is number 6 and number 5 crypto, not including stablecoins. And yes, including the OA. That's pretty cool. And then if you don't include the OA, it drops down to like number 34 and number 35. Still really impressive numbers considering what we know of how early we are in this cycle. I hope. I hope the BlackRock ETF isn't going to be some like sell the news event. It could be. I don't know. It crossed my mind today. But I think in general, if the inflation in the United States is really only 4%, or if it dropped all the way to 2%, which I don't believe for a second, but I heard the Bitcoiners say on their podcast today, that would be extremely bullish for the entire space, because it would mean that rate cuts are in order. And then crypto can pump. Money printer go burr. I like it kind of stuff. So that'd be nice. Hexologist did a extremely funny stream earlier today, or not earlier today, but earlier this week, and I retweeted it. That was great. Did a stream with Crypto Coffee and Klaz and Big Kurkowski and Raquel is now and Hodprol and Toby Wan on Monday. That was really fun. There's a clip. There's like a 2-minute clip of me going off on my Twitter there. And yeah, that's what's been going on, folks. What's up, Hex Monkey? Look at all these favorites I'm seeing in the chat. Scotty's driving 4.5 hours to Portland to see the documentary. That's what's up. I hope you love it. It should be really great. There's going to be so many people watching it all at the same time in 40 different movie theaters all across the United States, and people tuning into the 48-hour live stream. That's going to be great too. I saw that there's already like 45 or 50. No, there's probably over 50 speakers now for the Pulse Chain conference that I'm going to be having as a 48-hour live stream during the documentary release. So we will all get to celebrate together. Yeah, inflation closer to 10 or 13%. Okay. Yeah, that sounds right. Shadowstats.com. Brissology, fallen in love there with somebody in chat. Not surprised. Good to hear Mel. Tony's doing well. He says the EHEX price is 0.9. It's 9/10 of a penny. PHEX is 2.1 cents. Beautiful, beautiful. And that's what, a combined value of over 3 cents. Wow. Here we come. 55 cents. Here we come. I hope. Not financial advice. Pulse is right around SAC rate, and Pulse X is down like 65%. Huge opportunities there, I hope. Brissology said I'm going to prepare myself for the highest of stakes by binge watching The Tiger King this weekend. Wow. Watch out for that. What's up, Swearworks? I missed Jerry. Good to see you. Invest Dex. How's it going? We're going to watch the highest of stakes in London at the 02 Arena. Are they doing a London showing now? Is this breaking news? That would be great. Make sure to bring Crypto 7 with you. I missed his stream this week. What happened? I'm going through Crypto 7 withdrawal right now. Crypto King says, so happy that the LA Live Regal in Los Angeles is now sold out for both days. I bought 3 tickets and passed them to Crypto Vince to give away. Boom. Oh yeah, and we heard speaking of Vince, isn't Jenna XRP Jenna, isn't she going to the highest of stakes now in one of the cities in like maybe Washington DC or something? Somebody's got to get Vince out there so they can meet in real life. So there's love in the air there, isn't there? What else? What else was I going to talk about? Oh, I had something else good. Something about the highest of stakes. I'm interviewing the directors soon. You get to meet Jenna? No, she's not going to Cali. No, I heard she's going to Washington, D.C., so better book your flight now, Brissology. Get out there and make us proud. Oh yeah, time pays me. Why not? So earlier today, I did a stream with Hexray Vision, and he was asking me about time pays me. And I was like, yeah, it's so easy to use. Watch me now. And then I did a stake and I time locked 100,000 pulse, which is like $10 for 7 years, all the way to 2030. And that was fun. So now I feel like I should do that on all my streams. Why not? Let's do it together if you want. So here I go. I'm sharing my screen. I'm going to the website, timepays.me. I've already got my test wallet set up and funded. I clicked the button that said like create vault, and here we go. So I've got Pulse in my wallet so I can cover the transaction fees. Why don't I go ahead and put another $100,000, Freudian slip, of the DeLorean. Just kidding. It's only 100,000 pulse, and it's only going to cost me a penny to move it into the vault. So I can see my vault balance here is like almost 200,000, and now it's going to jump up to almost 300,000 once the blockchain figures out what it's doing and confirms the transaction. To where there it is. We've transferred it into the vault. The crowd goes wild, right? So now if I click on my pulse balance, I can see it's 299,000. Let's put 100,000 on the table, another $10. And somebody in the chat tell me, how long do you want me to lock this 100,000 pulse? How long? How many years? Your choices are 0 to 55. And here's your friend Sami popping up. Hey, I talked about one of your takes earlier and how good it was. He says, we love you, Maddie. The time locking feature will be super useful if we had a rocket pulse chain tool staked PLS, because then you time lock and you earn yield over time. Amazing combo. I totally agree with you. And I saw a video that you made recently where you talked about our need for that, or maybe it was a tweet. And I was thinking the same thing. Jason Smith is the first person in the chat to drop a number of years, and he says I should lock my $10 of pulse for 39 years. Well, Jason Smith, today's your lucky day. I'm going to get my calculator out. I'm going to say 2023. I'm going to add 39. That's 2062. All right. So I can see that my fee is only going to be 0.1%. Wow, such a great deal. And now I can click here on the calendar and click on the year, and then click on the decade or something. And what did I say that year was going to be? 2062. All right, let's go. 2062. There it is. And I'm going to put this one on July 4th, just because that way I'll be able to remember it's Independence Day. It's time to get paid. And, I could make this a hard lock or not. But what I can do is I can put Hex Therapy Live as the tag. And I could even probably put the number of weeks that I've been doing this, which is 138. And I might even be able to squeeze in the date there without running out of 31 characters. And that is 07 20 2023. Kind of a weird format to have the date. Let's see if I can burn through even more characters. Ooh, so close. All right, I'm going to take away the spaces here. That might drive me crazy in the future, but who cares? YOLO, and gonna hit the lock button now. Say goodbye to my $10. Well, it's gonna drip back to me over the next however many 39 years. And I've just sent money to my future self, which is that's more years than I've been alive myself. So very cool. A new lock has been successfully created. Congratulations to myself and everybody watching. You can go down here to my big long list of time locks here. What do I have to do? Hit the refresh button, or nope, 62. Yeah, 62. There it is, right at the bottom. No refresh required. It's got my tag here. Therapy Live number 138, 7/20, 2023 is commemorized until Tuesday, July 4th, 2062. Beautiful. Oh, and then I have to wait until this time of night. There we go. And I'll be able to initiate the drip probably after about an hour or two. You have to wait 7 days for security reasons anyway. So that's not really relevant, but I'll see this estimated allowance tab that'll be going up over time. And I can take the drip whenever I want. I could do it weekly. I could do it monthly or yearly or every decade in this case. Beautiful, beautiful. And I've got my other time locks here. Been doing a lot of Pulse. Maybe next time I'll have to do Pulse X, or the incentive token, or Deci, or maybe somebody will come along with a staked a staked Pulse pool, and then that'll be even better for Sami and myself. So look at that. Jason, thank you for playing. The user suggested that. Well, that's how I've been doing them all the time. Put because Jason Smith. See, I should have done that. My screens were over top of each other. There we go. You guys will remember. You'll remember in 38 years that Jason was here doing this. Johnny Chaos says, the fluffy one observes we just can't make him come play with us. I don't know that I blame him. Yeah. Well, there you go. Melv Tony says, can't wait to meet fellow Hexicans at the highest of stakes in Marlborough, Massachusetts on August 5th. Very cool. Very cool. That's how many years Jason's been alive. There you go. That's how many times he's rotated around the sun. Beautiful thing. Academaciated. Good to see you there. Good evening, fellow time lockers. Bristology says, looks awesome, Maddie. Hey, that's what I think too. What is the prediction that this 100 pulse will be worth in 2062? Wow. You're asking me to predict something that is farther out than the number of years I've been alive. I like this. This is a good challenge. All right. I think that this 100,000 pulse will be worth let me see, Bitcoin. Let me base this in reality here. So Bitcoin went up 7, because we're at sack rate today. Bitcoin went up 7 million X, and now it's down at 30,000. So if I do like 69 divided, if I do 30 divided by 69, that's no other way. 69 divided by 30. No. There we go. I hit the wrong button. 43%. So Bitcoin is at 43% of its all-time high. And let me see. So 43% of 7 is 3 million. So Bitcoin is still up off of its price of a penny, which, like, sure, you could count sub penny Bitcoin as the real price, but we're being conservative here, saying that it did a 690 million% return in like 10 years. And so, but now we're down to 3 million X up. I think Paul's, we're in like the second decade of crypto now. So it's like second cycle, second decade. So maybe it could do half, right? Maybe it could do half is my extremely bullish prediction. So what is 1.5 million X on $10? Well, 1.5 times 10 is 15. So let's call it $15 million, folks. Johnny says, I predict I will be dead in 2062. Let my grandkids know how it turned out. Wow. Okay. Paul Sachs says 2062 is 10.75 bull cycles from now. on a 4-year cycle time period. Got it. If you lock long in chain splits in the future, what happens? You get double, or you you don't get double, you get the asset on both chains, is how most chain splits work. Frizzology said, don't let your friends catch you with your arms all around ink, INC. Okay, go ahead, Maddie. Ink like the fat girl, ask Briss. Wow. Melly Mel coming out hard against Brissology. Yeah, so all right, that's my prediction. This is in like 3 times longer than Bitcoin has been around, what I think Pulse Chain will be worth in the future. Not financial advice. If you lose your $10 time locking 100,000 Pulse, do not come and yell at me in 2062. You know, don't do it. That would be rude. You're a community powerhouse. What a commitment. Hey, thanks. It was only $10, but the amount of time and effort that I put into developing timepays.me was more than that. So there you go. Jason Smith says, okay, I'm sold. Ridiculous, says Village Walker. There we go. So we're going to go out on a high note before my internet totally capitulates, like the brutal bear market of the end of 2022, right? Hex Monkey, important announcement. It says, Johnny, you'll still be here, and so will I, with longevity research being the key. I like that. And if you guys want to hear from Aubrey de Grey, he's going to be coming out to Austin, Texas. And if you don't have your ticket yet, go to plsaustin.com if you're going to be able to make it in person, or you can watch right here on this YouTube channel. Aubrey de Grey will be speaking he'll be there in person. I should probably start mentioning him as one of the big names that's going to be there in person. Johnny Chaos, you come yelling at Maddie in 2062 and he'll be forced to turn off his hearing aid. That is right, folks. So, definitely keep it classy out there. Check out Game Theory Gang on Tuesday nights. If you're a streamer, I'm happy to come talk to you about Time Pays Me on your channel. But I'm also going to be in Chicago this weekend and a couple weeks in Austin, Texas. So with that in mind, thanks for being here, everybody. Hit the like and subscribe button. Get your hardware wallet. Get your Trezor in the description below. And until next time, stake wisely, my friends, and peace out.
What's good, Maddie? I had a steak in today. Think I'm gonna throw a party for the Hexicans. It's gonna be live. I want you to come over, call everybody, call ATX and them. Tell them to stop through, man. It's gonna be live today. Gonna turn up for you, Maddie. And we're live. Hey, yo, Trace, you ready? And we're live. We're live like Maddie ALLin. We're live like Maddie ALLin.
And we stick in the hex, cause you know it's the best.
We're live like Maddie ALLin. We're live like Maddie ALLin.
And we reppin' the hex, cause you know it's the best.
We're live like Maddie ALLin. We're live like Maddie ALLin.
And we stick in the hex, cause you know it's the best.
We're live like Maddie ALLin. We're live like Maddie ALLin.
And we reppin' the hex, cause you know it's the best.
We're live like Maddie ALLin. Crypto Twitter been crazy.
All these weekends on my timeline, you should try to pay me.
We're live like Maddie ALLin. Crypto Twitter been crazy.
All these weekends on my timeline, you should try to pay me.
I be around some of the smartest. In crypto we go the hardest. Make sure you protect your seeds. You can always get a new wallet. I be around some of the smartest. In crypto we go the hardest. Make sure you protect your seeds. You can always get a new wallet.
Yeah, I use Time Pays Me. Yeah, it sounds so easy. Why you trade crypto for? That'll drive me crazy. Yeah, I use Time Pays Me. Yeah, it sounds so easy. Why you trade crypto for? That'll drive me crazy.
Every time I talk is blockchain. Every time I smoke is octane. Yeah, I got me a post girl
girl, so you know that she got brain. Yeah, I'm somewhere chilling on the island. Had a steak in, so I'm somewhere smiling. Got a hex girl and she always wildin'. And we're live like Maddie Allen. We're live like Maddie Allen. We're live like Maddie Allen.
And we stick in the hex, cause you know it's the best.
We're live like Maddie Allen. We're live like Maddie Allen.
And we reppin' the hex, cause you know it's the best.
We're live like Maddie Allen. We're live like Maddie Allen.
And we stick in the hex, cause you know it's the best.
We're live like Maddie Allen. We're live like Maddie Allen.
And we reppin' the hex, cause you know it's the best.
And we're live.
And we stick in the hex, cause you know it's the best.
And we're live.
And we stick in the hex, cause you know it's the best.
And we're live.